And welcome everybody to a new episode, new show here on STL Sports. This is the Cardinals show. Sweet, simple, whatnot. Cardinals playing right now, 3-3 in the bottom of going to the top of the 10th. We're going to talk all about that game, about the Twin series where they get the sweep early on and how the team's been performing since on today's episode. So make sure you tune in. Appreciate it. And let's get started. And welcome into the Cardinals show. My name is Brandon. I got Josh here with me, our Cardinals correspondent, as I called him the other day. Super excited about the way this team has looked so far into the season. I know we're only 4 games into the season so far. You get a nice sweep against the Minnesota Twins, who may not be as good as we think they are. And I got a 3-3 game right now going into the 10th with the Los Angeles Angels right now. Josh, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Good, man. I'm surprisingly happy. I mean, I'm not hopeful, don't get me wrong, but I got to go to opening day. I sent you God knows how many pictures, a few videos. I don't know if you got all those out or not.
Not all of them.
Oh, well, I overdid it then.
No,
I spent too much time on you.
Yeah. Didn't overdo it. I just didn't have by the time I got around to trying to post it, I was like, this isn't relevant anymore. So we just kind of
that's why shame on you. Did all that work for you instead of drinking.
Well, hey, you know what? I got some of the stuff out. I got the important things out. One of the things that was one of my favorite comments of the day was you took a picture of like the intro video or whatever. I posted the wrong thing, by the way. I was supposed to post the intro video. I for some reason posted just the picture. And the comment under, I said, "Are you ready for Cardinals baseball and whatnot?" And there was a comment underneath of it that said, "Yes, but they're still toting around all these old Cardinal All-Stars in these Ford trucks, and I'm tired of it." And I said, "That's a good one."
Oh man. So yeah, I was not checking what was going on social media, but opening day was kind of a bust because of the rain. We missed the Clydesdales, so we think that they had them saddled up, ready to go. So they were like, "We're going to get them out real quick," and the rain came. So they didn't even announce it. Like they announced it, and we ran to the field, and they were gone by the time we got there, and we were just in the concourse. So
right.
That was a little bit of a disappointment for my first ever opening day. But it was a great game. I had a lot of fun, all the action you could want. The boys looked way better than I expected. Wilson looked better than I expected, and he was funny at the same time. I was pleasantly surprised. And then to see them follow it up on Saturday and then again on Sunday with the offense, just a few notes. Obviously, Nootbaar looks phenomenal. If he stays healthy, there's your all-star and argument for MVP if things were to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Arenado looks like he's starting a revenge tour. He's made some adjustments. He's done some work. I expect to see, and I said this over on our affiliate 7th-inning stretch on VSN, that I think he will be 275 plus with 25 home runs and 80 plus RBIs.
I could see that.
I could see that with just seeing his cuts, just seeing the way he is in the box. Donovan looks fantastic. Continue where he is. The service that our ownership did to him by not just paying the man and sending him into arbitration. Give this man a contract extension and sign him to a 10-year deal.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at with him. Sonny Gray. I was worried about him coming out of spring training because he was a few ticks low on the velo. He looked fantastic on opening day. And Helsley that was my favorite video I shot, was Helsley coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It just looked phenomenal. Beautiful. Helsley was awesome. And then second game, the entire pitching staff was awesome. Fetty was fantastic. The offense was there again. And then, game 3, I thought it was going to be, same old Cardinals. We won the first 2. We're going to ship it in on game 3 for going away. And I was like, can we just go for the sweep? And I was really disappointed Sunday. And then everybody they put in hit. Pages had a 3-run shot. Gorman had a 3-run shot. Palante looked good. Mats came in after the rain delay, and nobody else had to enter the game because he handled it.
Right.
What? So one of two things has either happened. Either they got rid of the cancer that was in the locker room. Ali Marmol is the most transformational manager we've ever seen in real time. Or they just had their heads so far up their rear ends last year that they couldn't operate, and they blew a season and wasted our last year at Goldie. So I that's kind of where I'm at right now. If this continues, I'm going to be very excited come October.
Yeah, I think a little bit of surprise. I think with the way they at least how the offense has been the way they're hitting. It's not just one or two guys. It's across the lineup that these guys are hitting the ball, and they're hitting the ball well. On top of it, they're putting the ball.
Contact's fantastic.
Yeah, they're putting the ball in places across the field, which is fantastic. That they're able to do, some of the things that they struggled with last year.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely seeing improvements in the offensive side. Brant Brown, I believe is the coach's name, is doing a phenomenal job turning the team around. And the slogan that they're going by right now is you got to know when to hit and you got to know when to slug. And we're already seeing that differently in the offensive approach this year. We're like plus 32 in run differential or something, or not plus 32 in run differential, but we're something ridiculous in plus in run differential already.
19, currently 19-6 is with the run differential.
It's 19-6. That's right. Who did I see was plus 32? It's got to be the Yankees, no, I know what it is. It's the Brewers minus 32 is what I saw.
Yeah, which makes sense. They got thumped.
So you're right. There's been a massive change, and it's fantastic. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I couldn't be more thrilled just to see where we're at in our rebuild.
Yeah, it's nice. Let's talk about the Twins series a little bit more in depth if we can. So you get three big wins to start the season. You get a little jump on the division because the NL Central, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. The NL Central hasn't been the greatest to start the year so far. With Milwaukee, Pittsburgh hasn't won a game yet. I don't know if Milwaukee. Oh, Pittsburgh did win a game. Scratch that. Milwaukee hasn't won a game. Cincinnati won their second one today. In Chicago has won their second, or what, two wins so far in the season.
I believe so.
Yeah. So you have a nice little lead in the division right now. Is it just a coincidence because we saw the Twins kind of get their laps handed to them again with the 9-0 loss to the White Sox?
They got waxed.
The Twins weren't, or I wouldn't say aren't as good. We'll pull this up here. It looks like a 4-3 Angels lead right now going into the bottom of the 10th.
Yeah, JoJo's struggling right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Come on. Hold on. Live reaction.
5-3.
Got him. All right. Stop the bleeding. So they got the run and we got the out at second. All right, cool. So
this is a 5-3 Angels lead going into the bottom of the 10th.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot I'm behind. Too bad. I'm still going to watch it on TV.
Hey, you're fine. You're fine. So you just again, take a look at the Twin series a little bit more. You had the opening day for first game of the season. Sonny Gray pitched five innings. He went 5 innings. Where's it at here? Oh,
you lost it in your notes, didn't you?
I did, yeah. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, and he had 2 walks as well. How impressive a start! You mentioned at the beginning, earlier on that you're worried possibly Sonny Gray might not be up to par to start the season. Is that concern gone, or is it still there a little bit?
I mean, it's still there a little bit. But the reassurance of knowing he knows how to handle it,
Hmm.
and he knows his program, and he knows himself. I mean, he's tedious as all get out. I mean, the
Right.
guy is meticulous. So I should have never have doubted it when he in spring training said, "I'll be fine. I know where I'm at. No worries. We've been here before." Da 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 da. I was still like, yeah, well, anybody in their 30s who's supposed to be the ace is going to say that if they're having an issue. So, no, it definitely showed me he can handle it. He knows where he's at. He knows what he is and what he isn't currently. So, I'm sure we'll see the velocity tick back up. Probably mid May.
Hmm.
If it's not there by Memorial Day weekend, we may be having a different conversation. Even if he's still pitching really well,
Right.
let's say he's 5-1. And I mean, that's still if the velocity's not there, I'm going to be like, we're paying him how much next year?
Right. But he's 5-1.
So, yeah, but that means if the velocity hasn't picked up at that point, that would lead me to believe that the velocity is not going to come back up. And then how much worse is it going to be next year? I mean, not everybody's Greg Maddux.
That's true. That's true. But again, you get a guy though that can go out there and pitch 5-6 innings, and get you wins when you need to. I feel like that's the important part there.
No,
Even if
I
his
agree.
velocity is down a little bit.
The question is, could he develop even more movement and be even more deadly accurate painting the corners?
Right.
And ride out another 3 or 4 more years of his career at the level he's at now, instead of, he's plateaued and he's just going to twilight. That's the question. How can he adapt it and keep being relevant and on top, or
Right.
near the top?
And that's fair. That's fair.
In time to come.
Yeah. That's a fair way to look at it. And you got a guy that can get you innings, not wear down the bullpen too much, for you as the season, goes on, and to be able to basically extend himself out if he's able to, almost like Wayne. I want to say almost like Wainwright did, but kind of like Wainwright did. He's able to
Prolong his
still,
career a little bit.
yeah, he's still able to, but because he's able to put the ball in spots he hasn't been able to before, because the velocity is down.
Right.
He has more control. He's more focused on that pitch instead of just throwing the ball as hard as he can into the, and hoping that's a strike type of deal.
No, yeah, and Wayno stayed one probably, to be honest, 2 years too many. But it is what it is. You know what? If it's me and somebody's willing to pay me to play ball, and I'm 41 years old,
right?
They always told me one day somebody isn't going to pay you to play anymore. Somebody's still willing to pay me to play. I'm going to play until they say I'm not paying you anymore.
Right. That's fair.
Do I hate it for his legacy? A little bit, yes. Will I be able to justify it my entire life? Absolutely, 100%. And I'll be able to look people in the face and justify it. It won't bother me at all.
Yeah.
But I'm a homer, and I love the Cardinals, and Wayno is a special place in my heart, along with Yachty. And I've even forgiven him, and I now call him my prodigal son, Albert Pujols. So,
forgiven him.
What it is. It
never mind. That's going to be a spiel.
What?
It's going to be a spiel. Forgiving Pujols for what? Oh, going to the Angels?
For being more worried about the payday than spending his entire career in St. Louis.
You know what? He came
and
back
having a statue and them renaming part of St. Louis Pujols City or Poolsville or whatever.
You know what? He came back. He was 700 home runs with the Cardinals.
I know. That's why he gets forgiven.
Yeah.
He came back and put his all into it and didn't give up, even though when probably most dudes would have said at the break would have said, "Screw it, I can't do this."
Yeah, that's.
And then he came off and ripped one of the greatest second halves ever.
Yeah.
So
seriously, really did.
I mean, that's where I'm at on Pujols.
Yeah.
And don't get me started on Yachty. We'll be here for an hour.
I won't. I want to keep talking about the Twins series.
Sorry.
if we can.
I told you, man, we can barbershop this or we can keep it formal.
Lars Nootbaar, you get 2 hits, 2 for 4,
Woo!
2 for 4 on the day. Brendan Donovan also 2 for 4 on the first game of the season. Nolan Arenado 2 for 4 as well with a home run.
Whoop, whoop. And that was a punishing one, man. It was awesome. As soon as it hit, I'm sitting down in 131.
Yeah.
As soon as you heard it hit the bat, I stood up. I'm like, that's gone.
Yeah.
And I called it before the pitch.
So you get a 5-3 win on opening day. You get to the next day. You go into this game with Eric Fetty on the mound. And
I was scared out of my mind.
A lot of question marks came into how is he going to how is Fetty going to be this season? And I'd say he quieted quite a few people. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, and he only had 2 strikeouts, but he's able to get a solid 6 innings in that game.
And his pitch count was phenomenal.
Low, like 80 something pitches.
Yeah, I was like, why? Let him go one more.
Yeah. It's early in the season. Pitch counts,
I don't care. He's a veteran.
All that fun stuff. And whatnot. Not as big of an offensive day necessarily. I mean, you had no home runs this one, but they were able to squeeze ones out. Late into the game, you get 3 in the 6th, and then 1 in the 8th to kind of seal the deal to get a win. It looks like, hold on, I'll interrupt this program right now. I got runners on first and third. Runners on first and third, bottom of the 10th here as well.
Victor's up.
Ooh, buddy. I'll strike 1-1. Who is it up to bat? Scott.
Victor Scott.
Victor Scott. I see that now. Victor Scott's up to bat. See what he can do. Here's talk about the.
Hold on. Back up.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you don't like seeing one game where we go and we get a couple home runs, and the next game we see manufactured runs?
No.
I want to see the offense do that game in and game out. Whatever needs to be done, they do to get done. Like, it almost sounds like to me that you're complaining that they didn't hit a couple home runs, that they just squeaked a few out and made it happen.
Look, you can get
That's
5
the kind of
runs.
baseball I want.
You can get 5 runs without hitting home runs. That's great.
That's what we want them to do.
I know. Yeah. You have 5 home runs without home runs. That's great.
You know why they were horrible last year?
Because they couldn't hit home runs.
They tried to hit home runs to win games.
Yeah.
Go manufacture runs. Home runs are extras.
Literally swing and miss. They were literally swinging and missing because they're trying to hit the ball so hard.
Now, can I go back to one last thing from game 1 that I was excited about?
Sorry.
I was excited about the aggressiveness on the base paths early in the game. This ended up forcing them 2 errors throughout the game. I looked over, and the buddy I was with a couple buddies, and I looked over and I said, if they're going to do this all season, between Mason Wynn and Victor Scott, we may see 200 stolen bases.
Yeah.
I mean, the Nootbaar is out there running too. So if that is going to be the formula this year, this team's going to be a lot of fun. I don't care if I ever see a home run again if they're going to run the bases and smack the ball through the infield like they have done here and there throughout the first 4 games already. But the power is nice. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy seeing the home runs. You see me shoot up out of my seat just like everybody else when you hear the crack of that bat and that ball takes off like a rocket. So.
Yeah. Real quick update in the game: 5-4 LA. You get a Victor Scott fly out or sacrifice fly to score. Shoot, who was it? I saw who it was and I forgot it already. Mason Wynn's up to bat. You get a runner on first. 2 outs.
Does it sit with you okay that Victor Scott wears 11? Because it actually bothers me a little bit.
Why does it bother you?
Jose Oquendo. Wasn't he 11?
Who?
Jose Oquendo.
I don't know.
Pretty sure he
was he? Game 3. Talk about game 3.
Yeah, keep going. I'll follow you.
Game 3 really quick. Andre Pallante. He was what?
He was 11. That's why I was just saying it bothers me because he shouldn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
You get a foul tip, by the way. It's 1-2, 1-2 count. Or did he catch it? Oh no, yeah, he struck out. Oh wow,
That sucks.
strikes out. So Mason Wynn strikes out on a foul tip.
That's a bad way to go.
Dang.
That should be a rule. You can't strike out on a foul tip in the game.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Cardinals
That's
fall
a rough
5-4 to the LA Angels in game 1. It's a tough one. That was a tough one.
And Mason Wynn goes 0 for 5.
Guy on first to at least tie the game. Mason Wynn strikes out with a foul tip to end tonight's game.
Well, the pressure's off now, guys. No more worrying about 162.
Yeah.
On to the next day. That's where we're at, and I'm okay with that. I'd rather get that out the way.
Thoughts on game 3 of the Twin series before we'll move on to this Angels series really quick.
Dude, look, I kind of gave Z, like, I was worried as soon as I saw the lineup. I was like,
Yeah.
oh crap. And then everybody came out and played. Everybody. It was almost like nothing changed. The offense was all still there. It was awesome. Gorman looked good. Pages looked much better and more comfortable at the plate than I think I ever saw him last year. But what impressed me most was Palante went out there and looked like a starter. And I got a side note for Palante, if you'll allow me, like 60 to 90 seconds. And then what was more impressive was Steven Matz.
Mm-hmm.
He looked like a guy that's worth $11 million a year for the first time maybe the second time in his entire career with the St. Louis Cardinals. If he's going to do that, we actually have a problem for the 5-man rotation, and I know why McGreevy's down in AAA.
Right.
Waiting for somebody to get hurt. And in this case, probably waiting for 2 guys to get hurt. Because once we get through this first 26-game stretch here, I don't think we're going to stay in a 6-man rotation unless it has just been absolutely phenomenal and guys are going 6 innings every start.
They weren't going to the 6-man rotation until like April 10th or something like that, though, right?
It's whenever that 26-game stretch starts, yeah. I know it's early.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, it may not have started yet. I don't know. But anyways, if everybody's rolling and everybody's comfortable and it's working, I don't know why they would go out of the 6-man rotation at that point. Unless, especially if we're up in the division, save the arms, and then when the race gets a little tighter, okay, now take your worst man and make him your long man in the rotation, or long man out of the bullpen. That's fine, whatever. Or trade him for assets because you have 6 guys pitching well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at. I was super impressed, super happy. I was perfectly fine with Michaelis tonight. You know, he ate the 6 innings. He didn't give up a bunch of runs. He never got, jammed up. And when he did get a little bit of pressure, he worked out of it. So that's the Michaelis I need and I expect. Give 2 to 3 runs up at most. Don't fall apart. Eat 6 innings every time, and get yourself out of trouble.
That's fair. Yeah,
that's all I need out of him.
Right.
I don't need anything else. He's overpaid. Yes, we have to accept that it is what it is. But that's what we need out of him at this current time. I don't need him to think he needs to go out there and have 8 Ks and no walks, and no earned run. Don't feel that pressure, man. Just go out there and just go be a bulldog. Go eat innings and don't let the game get out of hand.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
So I was happy with his performance today.
Not much more you can ask for when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Then again, we talk about it all the time. At least I know you talk about it all the time about having guys who can go out and eat and get innings. Get the innings so that way your bullpen's not worn down by 3/4 of the way through the season. And once you get to, if you are in a playoff position and trying to secure that playoff spot, you're having issues with your bullpen, or your bullpen. So you have so many injuries that you're just stuck. You don't have anything.
Yeah, you're burnt.
Yeah, you don't have anywhere to go. So
first loss this season.
Yeah, it happens. So Cardinals again sweep the Minnesota Twins to start the season 3-0. We'll jump over to the Angels series really quick with a 5-4 loss tonight. Miles Michaelis went 6 innings? You said 6 innings.
He was 6
as well. Not an awful start to the season, though. Not an awful start. I mean, it was a close game. Wasn't out of reach. Wasn't out of hand. I mean, it went extra innings. But they were up. They were up what? Oh no, they were down the whole game. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were up 2-1 going into the 5th, but other than that was it.
We were down, came back, and they went back up.
Yeah. So yeah, give the loss to JJ Romero as well. So saves Miles Michaelis from having a loss there in his stats category. You look at the lineup though, and the stats board across the board. You got Wilson Contreras, who went 0 for 4 again without a hit. Another game without a hit. He is averaging nothing. Looks like. Is this something we should worry about?
I mean, this happens when you take a guy who's played one position the majority of his career and you switch him to another position that's completely different.
Fair.
They focus on the defense. And I said this. If you guys caught our preview, I said some of this stuff, so I apologize if you hear me repeating things. The dude's a competitor. I've been very critical of Wilson Contreras. If you've ever seen me on any baseball show before, he's a workhorse.
Yeah.
He's easily broken, but he's a workhorse. He's put all of his effort. He is tenacious. He is working on becoming a first baseman. I think we're seeing the other side of that coin with his offense struggling, suffering a little bit. Although in spring training he was hitting with power, so I don't really know what's going on with it. I hope he's just he's got a little bit of a glitch in his swing, or he's just maybe it's just chilly and he's just not as warm as he'd like to be. And as soon as we get that warm weather, he hits better, kind of like Arenado typically did and Goldschmidt typically did. So,
right.
I mean, they're not Tyler O'Neill, for God's sakes.
Yeah, not hit a home run on opening day every year.
Not every time. I mean, Arenado this year, but so, yeah, I'm not super worried about it yet. I think this is something we need to anticipate. But you know what? If Newt Barr's hitting and Victor Scott's hitting and Jordan Walker's even hitting 260 and Herrera's hitting and when Pages is filling in, he's hitting.
Right. I
don't care. I can have 1 or 2 guys in the lineup struggling. I need 6 or 7 hitting at average or above.
Yeah.
And when I say average, we know average isn't 300 anymore in baseball. Average is like 270 at best. So if I have 6 guys doing that, I'm okay. And if I have 7 guys doing that, I should be in great shape. So he'll work through it. He's a consummate professional. We know he's more of a hitter than a defensive player anyways. This is something he'll work through. Next.
He said next. Okay. Looking
I haven't gotten you at all yet. He was killing me.
You have to go to what?
I hadn't gotten you to laugh yet at all. It was killing me.
Oh. What do you? Okay, yeah, you had. Yeah, you had. I don't remember what it was, but you did. You're fine. We're fine.
I know, baby. Thank you.
Looking at game 2.
Dude,
what? They'll win the game tomorrow. Yeah. What's your keys to the at least the remaining 2 games for the Cardinals to get a series win, wrap up the Angels at the 2 game set before they head to Boston?
So the offense fell short a little bit tonight. We did not convert enough runners in scoring position. So that's one thing you got to do. We're, with our pitching staff, and Cardinal fans everywhere, just understand. We need our offense to average somewhere between 3.75 and 4.75 runs a game for us to be competitive and have a shot at the division this year because of our pitching staff. Now, if our pitching staff overperforms, then perhaps we can score less runs. But we need our offense to stay consistent. They need to be manufacturing runs, Brandon, and not waiting for home runs to be jumping off the end of the bat. So I get Mason Wynn on base. Get Victor. Mason's got to figure it out. He's struggling right now too. He'll get there. He was fine last year. This is his sophomore year. He'll have a little slump. He'll get out of it. Don't worry. Victor Scott, keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting on base. Newbar, keep getting on base. Donovan, keep getting on base. Run the bases. Force them to make errors. That's what they need to do. That's the key. Force the opposition to make their own errors every single game. Be aggressive on the base paths. They picked up something on Pablo Lopez on opening day, and they just kept going after it. I even rewatched the game, and I didn't quite see it myself. It looked like he had a little bit of a not a wiggle or a nudge, but just like a glitch. I don't know the word right now. And so be aggressive. Force the other team to make mistakes. Make that pitcher think about you on the base path. Just do that enough. You'll rattle them. Do that early in the game. Do it often. Apply pressure. Get a couple runs on the board early. Get your pitcher a little bit of breathing room, and let's go groove. So there's time to hit. There's time to slug. Know when to do each. Pitching, Liberatore needs to come out tomorrow and just be in control of himself. He needs to stay in control of himself. I need 5. Liberatore's got to go 5, in my opinion, or a really, really strong 4. Like, he may be high in pitch count, but there's nothing on the board because he had to fight through a few batters. Maybe he saw 3 pitch counts, one batter get 12 pitches.
I don't feel like they want the any of the starting pitchers to go less than 5 though right now. That's the way it at least seems. At least seems they have they're pushing 5, at least 5 innings.
Well, you have to now because you used Matt's already, and Matt's was supposed to be the other half to Liberatore, so they didn't eat up a bullpen.
Yeah. Well, they just now used him once so far, right? Huh? They only used him once so far.
But that was Sunday. They're not going to be able to use him again tomorrow for 4 innings. No, I mean, if they really had to, maybe for 2 or 3 they could get out of him.
Yeah,
but then you're going to have to shelf him till the weekend.
Right.
So I mean, I don't see that. So I need at least 5 out of Liberatore. Hopefully he has a good start and he can go to 6, and then we don't eat too much of the bullpen. But the offense has to click tomorrow. So get on base early and often. Run the bases aggressively. This is going to be part of the strategy all year long for the Cardinals to win the division. Yeah. And so this is constantly going to be my theme this year. Going into Game 3, it's going to be a pitcher's duel. Be smart. It's going to be Sonny Gray versus Mr. Kikuchi. And he's got stuff. He got ate up in his first start of the season. He's human. No worries. It's not like he's Shohei Ohtani of pitching. But that was funny because Shohei Ohtani is a pitcher. Never mind.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, golly. I know. I'm not that funny. It's all right. But anyways, he's still a very good pitcher. He's capable. Sonny needs to come out and have another good day.
Yeah.
And really set it up because now we go on a road trip and we head out east and we go play Boston. And Boston's going to be mad because Boston had these really high hopes. People were jumping on their train. Even I'm high on Boston this year. And they've had a rough start. Things have not been going their way so far. And then we get to go see our first rival, Pittsburgh, or our first division matchup in Pittsburgh. So we need to get these next 2, get them under our belt, leave the homestand 5-1, and go hit the road and try to go 3-3. 4-2 would be nice.
Yeah, I think that going on the road at 5-1 is a lot better than going at 3-3.
Oh, absolutely.
So I definitely think that if they can get these next 2 wins out of this Angels series, then that's what's I wouldn't say that's what's important. The team keeps playing well. Even if they do, like they say, they lose again tomorrow night, like they did tonight. Just a kind of an unfortunate ending to the game, I guess, more than anything. It's what happens sometimes. It's just part of the game. But
that's baseball.
But at least make it competitive. I mean, the Angels are 3-1. I mean, not saying that they're a slouch team this year, and they could be one of the potential. I mean, it's so early in the season; it's hard to tell what this how the Angels are going to be. They seem like they're a little bit different of a team than they were last year. So we'll just happen to see what happens. I think you look at least for me, Keys, you got to get runs. You got to get runs on the board, and you got to get those. Defensively, that this team's been this Cardinals team's pretty good.
They look like They look like a traditional Cardinals team defensively.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
minus having a cannon behind the plate.
Right. Which again, I know how important that is and how important it was. Having Contreras there. I know Contreras is a heck of a catcher. He really was. Don't look at me like that. He was a good catcher. He's a good catcher. He's not Yachty, so don't compare him to Yachty. We know he's not Yachty. He's a good catcher. You have Herrera though, and Padres, who's
an average catcher at best, but he's a heck of a good hitter.
He's a good hitter. Well, not right now.
Well, he is. Yeah. That's what he is right now. He's slumping.
I know. We'll be all right. No, I think they'll be all right. I think they'll get the next two before they head out to Boston, and I think we'll talk about that Boston series at a different time.
Who do you think gets traded, Herrera or Paez?
Paez. They have too much up on Herrera. I don't know. I don't know though. Why would they trade him?
I think they get more return on Herrera. First of all, Paez is the better defensive catcher, and if Paez can go out in the first 2 months of the season and continue to hit the way he did yesterday, they don't need Herrera's bat anymore. Even though Herrera arguably could have the best bat on the team, but then you have a DH clog. You have all these weird scenarios, this weird positive problem we weren't even considering having going into this year.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what Luke and Baker did in his first 2 games. He's been super solid at the plate.
Right.
If Gorman, for some odd reason, figures out and he hits too, we have a issue now that we did not know we had. And I'm saying, and guys, I'm not running off the board with this. I'm just saying, if for some odd reason it's fairy world today or fairy tale land for us this year and everything goes right, we're going to get rich in the offseason because we're going to be busy trading away a lot of assets.
Yeah.
So it could be a very interesting season. Don't get your hopes up too high, guys. It's 4 games. We'll see where we're at come the end of April.
Don't tell me not to get my hopes high when I have to watch these guys right now.
You don't have to watch them right now.
Oh, no. You have to watch them right now.
You don't have to.
No, you have to. 9-game win streak. Come on.
We do because that's what we are.
Well, obviously. That's why we're STL Sports.
But other people don't have to because we watch it and then we'll tell them about it. That's the whole point of us being here and doing this, Brandon.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
If they go watch it, they got no reason to come see us.
I know.
The point of this show.
I know. I appreciate everybody who's tuned in so far tonight. I really do. So make sure you hit the subscribe button while you're here. We really do appreciate it. Looking to get 60 by the end of tonight's show. We're 58 right now. Give us 2. All I'm asking is 2.
So, are we done talking about what's going on? Because I got questions.
Sure. What's your? You done talking about the Angel series? Yeah, we can be done talking about the Angel series.
I mean, I already told you guys what's going to happen. We're going to win tomorrow. As long as Liberatore pitches 5+, and as long as the offense gets after it early and often. Same thing on Wednesday's game. It's the afternoon game. Got to get after it. We got to be aggressive on the bases and force them to make mistakes. Kikuchi's a good pitcher. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah.
Just go play ball, and we're good to go. But I have questions. So when are we normally going to be on the air?
Well, that's for me and you to decide.
Okay. I didn't know if you decided because I'm sure they want to know.
As much as you can.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. It's like stepping stones right now. I'm trying to figure out which stepping stone is the right stepping stone to step on without falling in the water.
Well, I was thinking maybe Sunday night we could go after the Sunday night baseball game.
They're playing in Boston, right? Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see.
Just pay attention to the Twitter and everything, and
yeah, that's where you get all the information.
That's what I'm getting at, guys.
Yeah, Twitter, Facebook,
X.
X. I'm sorry. Shoot, X. Sorry.
Instagram,
X.
The IG,
Instagram, IG, whatnot,
and the
whatnot.
TikTok.
Who are you excited to see next? What are you excited to see next?
Who am I excited to see next?
We already talked about first impressions of the team at the beginning of the show. So
McGreevy, Quinn Matthews, Tink Hintz.
Tink Hintz is hurt, by the way.
JC.
I don't know if you saw that.
Huh?
Tink Hintz is on the 60-day IL.
What happened?
Yeah, I can look it up. Hold on.
I follow the AAA guys. Man,
Sure
I'm about over X's algorithm being messed up right now. It's been messed up ever since the weekend. Getting all kinds of weird, crazy stuff. I think it got hacked. Anyways, well, that's unfortunate.
60-day IL for where's the? I'll find what it says or why, or if it says why.
Well, at least it's not like Jerks and Profar who got suspended for 80 games a day for PEDs.
And he can't play in the playoffs. Rib cage strain. So oblique stuff probably.
That doesn't.
Backside.
That's not gonna feel good.
Yeah, 60-day IL for Tinkins with the oblique strain or right rib strain is what they say.
So we probably won't see him till late in the year. Who else? I kind of want to see this other prospect, this catching prospect. He's supposed to be even better than Herrera and Pajes. Like at the plate and behind the plate.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see him. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I got it.
Let me scroll through my notes because I got this big old list of notes I've been keeping forever, but now it's getting all kinds of. I need to find a way to do my notes digitally so then I can just like go to the search bar and type in what I'm looking for and it'll take me to my part of my notes. I'm sure there's a way to do that, but I'm not that tech savvy.
No, that did not give me at all what I was looking for. Jimmy Crooks.
That's it.
Says ETA 2025.
That's what I'm telling you. Who's gonna get traded, Pajes or Herrera? Because they'll call this kid up.
Well,
I want to see Weatherholt too. I don't know how I didn't think about Weatherholt.
Yeah, they got him in a steal in the draft a couple years ago because he was hurt.
Yeah,
absolute steal.
Who else? Takoa Roby. I don't know what Jerpy's doing, but I kind of want to see what he's got up his sleeves. I know he was pretty highly touted when we took him in the first round. And then the Davis kid we drafted last year.
Chase Davis.
Yeah. I want to see what he's going to end up being. We got a lot of youth in the pipeline.
I know that our born in 2001.
Huh?
Makes me feel old, man.
You are. Well, you're not that old.
I'm not that old.
You're not as old as I am.
31.
I'm a lot older than you are.
Yeah.
I'm pushing 40.
Not bad.
I'm old.
Last 10 game. Well, they haven't played in a while.
So, I mean, I'm looking at a bunch of guys. I'm not going to see this year. I'm going to try to either make it out to Memphis or go to Springfield this year and try to catch some of the minor league and get some notes. And then if I do make it to a game, obviously I'll just be forwarding you picture after picture after picture.
Yeah, that's fine.
But no, I mean, I'm looking forward to doing this with you this year. It's kind of nice to reboot something that we did a while back. It's going to be fun. You know, I'm sure we got some friends in the local market that I'm sure we'll have on from time to time, chit chat. But so the goal here, with me being long-winded, is to try to keep it around a half hour.
Half hour, 45 minutes or so. Yeah.
We're kind of there right now, which is why I was trying to get my questions in. I ran out of time. We're going to cover strictly Cardinals, maybe do some minor league stuff, have maybe a St. Louis guest from time to time. What else are we going to do on this show this year? So just recaps, foresights.
Yeah, as much as you can. Post and pregame stuff is going to be a little more difficult to do, just because there's so many games in so little time, and we only have so many people here at STL Sports right now. So if you're interested, by the way, in joining us here, let us know. Send us a message as well.
I do the interview process, by the way.
Do you?
I do the first level interview. Yes. Oh. You have final say.
Oh, well.
They have to get past me to get to the final boss.
That's new. I didn't know that.
Always throw me under the bus. I can never have any fun with you around, man. A teacher's pet. You were the kid in school, man. If we were going to school together, you would have been the kid in school that I picked on.
Oh, that's not nice.
And I got picked on.
That's not nice.
We went to school at a different time.
Yeah. Well,
and picking on wasn't like
I know.
Not against bullying.
I know what you mean. I kept to myself.
I did not.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Less than a minute.
Should be an interesting season. If it's not, we're going to see a lot of young guys get called up. So either way, pay attention. Tickets for tomorrow's game as low as $4 right now. Go ahead and go. Guys, it's that cheap. Now, I will say this much. If you haven't been to the stadium in 2+ years, oh my golly, it's expensive as all get out. So drink your beer in the parking lot before you go in, and if you can find a way to sneak some snacks in, go for it. Lord.
Spend the day at the ballpark. Spend the money. Get crumble cookie while you're there.
Dude, do you realize? Okay, so my ticket and parking, that right there was $150. I had a dog that was $9.81. Beers were $8.75 plus
each.
Yeah, unless you go to the Bud Deck, which is where I went, and I had as many as I could before the game started. Again, I wasn't driving, no big deal. But you'll spend a lot of money by yourself, let alone if you got a date or you got a family. So plan it out, but definitely support the team. Maybe they knew what they were doing by not spending the money this year. They kind of knew they were in a growth phase and they were betting on something happening. So I don't know. I'm not giving Mo a pass. I'm not giving DeWitt a pass. Don't even think about it. That's not what I'm saying. Maybe with as much as I ridiculed Marmol last year in the management, maybe they knew more than we did.
They are the professionals.
They had more faith in their guys than we did.
They are the
Maybe they didn't give us enough information. They set the bar too high early in the season and weren't honest with us with what they were working with, and that's why we wanted them gone.
Could be.
Sorry,
maybe they retooled some. Maybe they took a little bit of what Doug Armstrong is doing down the road and having a nice little group of veterans, nice big chunk of young guys that gel, that take a little bit to gel, start season off really well, take a little bit to gel midway, and start playing their best ball at the right time. That's all we can hope for. All we can hope for.
Literally all we can hope for.
Yeah. My name's Brandon. That's Josh. This is the first episode of the Cardinals show. You haven't catch the theme yet of STL Sports. All the other shows, it's the Blue Note show, the Battlehawk show. This is the Cardinals show. And why are you looking at me like that?
Still not sold on the name.
I just keep it simple.
That's too simple. It's too simple.
We don't have to make it complicated.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a poll. Hold on. This is the last thing before we close it. We're gonna do a poll. Brandon's gonna put a poll up on the X. Go on the X and vote in the poll. Should we keep it just the Cardinals show, or should we make it something a little different? Because this is almost boring, and this could be about the Louisville Cardinals. It could be the St. Louis Cardinals. It could be the Arizona Cardinals.
Well, then we'll make it the St. Louis Cardinals show.
I don't know.
Game over. I win. We're in the stream.
It's so boring.
It ain't boring.
It's boring.
It ain't boring.
How about the Angry Birds show?
No, don't like it. Don't like it. What bird are you talking about? Blue Jay? What kind of
logo?
Blue Jay, an Oriole, a pigeon. Pigeons are very angry. They live in New York for the most part.
I'd be angry if I lived in New York too.
Yeah. Anyways, rant over. We'll see you next time.